welcome back to another video.
Another video?
Video?
So, as we were saying, this is another first.
Yes.
Enchantress. We haven't seen the Enchantress deck before.
Playing against the Sorcerer, which has been
Undefeated.
pretty good, yeah.
Undefeated on our channel. 2 or 3 games.
A hot streak.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So we have to see if it gets dethroned or not. But I'm very excited to see the Enchantress. Always good to see new avatars, and especially when they're unique and interesting like this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean unique in the rarity sense, I mean unique in the ability sense. So we are actually taking a look at the Enchantress first. So let's just look at her. Like every other avatar, player draw a sight. But her other ability is when you cast a spell, you may animate target aura until your next turn. It's an aura minion with power equal to its cost. It is very important to note, you can target your opponent's auras also.
Yeah.
It's not just your own. So, okay.
Well, you would expect, as you would expect, there's 13 auras. A lot of them a little higher casting cost, I guess, because wanting to make them like, strong creatures to swing in. How do you feel about the Black Plague and Great Famine? We were talking about those two earlier.
Yeah. So
you kind of feel it falls short on the.
Well, okay. So they do not fall anywhere close to being short as cards. Those are amazing auras. They have amazing abilities. The fact that they even last like that extra turn until there's really nothing there is great. I'm skeptical of these types of auras as proper targets for the Enchantress. To me, the auras that are fleeting, like the ones that disappear, you know, seem just a little risky because like you already aren't playing too many to animate, and then they go away, so like you lose them by virtue of their own ability. So like, Thunderstorm will disappear at some point, Wildfire will disappear at some point, Great Famine and Black Plague will disappear at some point.
Counter to that, what if you animate these, especially the Black and the Great Famine? If you animate them, you attack because you have to, let's say, move your technically creature. It's in a new area. So let's say it says at the end of your turn, the weakest minion occupying site. You move it to a new area, and now it's going to target new.
Oh, so it'll always
So it'll move along.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So that makes so that is actually a good counter because yes, if you are able to move it in such a way that it's always occupying sites where there are minions there, then it's not fleeting anymore. So that's fantastic. Actually, that's a really good catch. That makes me reassess those two particular cards. Now, it doesn't change anything for, let's say, Thunderstorm and Wildfire.
No.
But he does call this Enchantress control. So at the end of the day, those auras can still be animated for 2 or 3 turns. It's not like they're just going to be gone. Like what's really bad is the Hamlet's Ablaze Castle. Well, the ones that say like on your next turn, like get rid of it and do its effect.
Yeah,
that's really bad. Right? You don't want those at all for your Enchantress. But Abundance and Atlantean Fate we were talking about. I mean, look, the other cards we've seen a lot of these, so like I want to really just focus on the auras and. But just to say is like Abundance and Atlantean Fate, they do their thing, but then they just sit there, like Atlantean Fate has a genesis, it affects the sites, but it essentially doesn't do anything else anymore. Those are the ones that are amazing to just turn into monsters and smash with, right? Because even Atlantean Fate, you can like shift it over and now affect new sites while attacking for 5.
Yeah, exactly.
So very curious to see how JS maneuvers his Enchantress. We'll see how those cards go.
Now we got Marco's deck here.
Yeah, Marco's.
The Sorcerer. Undefeated
Sorcerer. I mean, just look at the card, right? Draw a spell, draw sites, like play 2 or 3 or 4 sites, and then just go to town.
Exactly.
Draw.
That's my plan when I use it, obviously. And I mean, pretty much essentially what you would expect, the Fury Road kind of package.
Yeah.
Mixed in with a couple of interesting cards like the Phase Assassin.
Yeah.
The Vampire, Thundering Giant decided to play air instead of earth.
Yeah, the Guy Hippogriffs are a good argument, and so is the Vampire, right? These are very good arguments to play air.
Yeah. The life gain is essential, I find.
Yeah, airborne, life gain, 4 power.
4 power. I like the fact that he has like 2 tactical moves in the deck. Grapple shot, so kind of like making, whirling blade, so you're just taking your minions and you could kind of get them across and sneak in and kind of do its thing.
Yeah, it's a shame that this card doesn't cantrip. It's a shame there's no draw card at the end of this card.
Yeah, but there's already enough drawing with the Sorcerer. So
yeah, no, these are really awesome.
Yeah, I really like Infiltrate. Yeah, that's one of my favorites, actually.
Yeah, it's honestly a card that I wouldn't automatically assume would come out of an aggressive Sorcerer deck, but it makes sense. I mean, like, it's just one more chance to get my defenses away, like your opponent's defenses away from them, and then it remains stealth until you attack with it. But maybe all you need is just one strike with that thing that you stole. So yeah, exactly. It's really strong. I mean, Funeral Pyre goes in every red deck, I think, right?
Yeah.
There's just no reason. Beacon is a really strong. It's a kind of like the powers.
Any fire deck, that's like the first line essentially.
Is what?
It's like three, Funeral Pyre. Yeah, like 3 of. Sometimes Smokestack. I mean, I could see.
Sometimes this card affects like wrecks you too, right? Like your own.
Yeah, depending on. I wouldn't put a card like that if I'm playing, a deck where I'm really relying on my land's abilities. I mean, if you lose like the Gothic Tower, the Cursed Land effect, it's not it's not going to affect your game plan. But there's also Wizard's Den, Vesuvius too.
But String. Just hit Wizard's Den. Playing Wizard's Den and then turning it off with your Smokestack. That's pretty good, right? You don't know where downside.
So eat your own words.
Yeah.
How about that?
Fantastic. Okay. Good. But here's our Sir Lamorak again, right? Like a knight just showing up in a non-Templar deck, and that's totally okay because the ability is just so good. Like that's 4 attack and then 4 more damage. So I don't know. I mean, it looks like it's gonna be a pretty good match, I think. So
yeah, both players are gonna have their hands full, and one's just trying to completely rampage and just
I wonder if the Black Plague and the Great Famine are too slow for this build, this style of Sorcerer build, like Fury Road.
I think so. You really just want to get in as much damage as possible. I mean, it's great for like removal, maybe, but I mean, there's also Death Dealer, destroy all other minions if you really want like a board swipe.
I'm curious about that decision to play the. Okay, I think he was just kind of for. Typically, I like to play the Troll Bridge on 13 or 8. Like meet you in the middle with a thing that's hard to traverse. But here it's like he had no value to be gained from playing his tower for the extra mana, and the Funeral Pyre could be good later on also. So he just made the decision to.
No, I get it. Yeah,
which is fair. That is a town, right? So exceptional minions cost 1 less.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean that's pretty cool. Honestly, like for that deck, I think the Sorcerer deck has a lot of exceptional minions.
Yeah, so that's just really cuts the curve, and I mean you have the Warhorse, you have what else? We have
the Colicky,
the
Phase Assassin, the Red Cap, the Gyre. No, this is the deck for town. The Saracen, the Vampires. Okay, this is a interesting card, and but there are a lot of cards that have 2 and 3 threshold requirements though, so that does make it a bit tricky to play a site that has no threshold.
But we'll see. Yeah, the gamble pays off.
So again, we have a display of horizontal site placement as opposed to vertical, and in an attempt to force your enemy to take an extra turn to get to you. Now, it does create strange layouts and might affect your ability to play more sites than normal.
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe you just care about living as opposed to having 12 mana. So
yeah, that's true.
Oh, Gyre Hippogriffs can.
Yeah, the only exception to that rule is like the Pathfinder, where you kind of have to like keep playing land sites every turn.
Yeah. But that guy's crazy, man. I was playing a game yesterday with Pathfinder against the Battle Mage, and as much as Atlantean Fate saved me, I just jumped across that whole board playing sites everywhere to the point where I had 11 or 12 mana, and I could just, with Sylvan Splendor, it was like every beast you draw off the top just draws you another card, and they'll cost 2 or 3, and it's like you have 11 mana to play with. Like the tables turned quite drastically in that match. Okay, we got our first aura. Okay, good placement, right? It'll deal 3 damage, and the next turn if he plays another spell, he can animate it to attack for 3 again.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Okay, look. we can't go over every single interaction of the Enchantress in this video. We would probably honestly have to make a video just for Enchantress because it is the avatar that I've noticed which has the most FAQs. Like, look at this. It is insane. There are so many questions and so many specific things that occur. And even on top of it, some of the rules even say, go see the specific FAQ for that example. Like, you need to, there's so many brain-breaking things that occur with the Enchantress. But one thing is important is auras occupy generally 4 squares.
4 sides, there's exception to that.
Exactly, unless they state otherwise. When you animate the aura remains occupying the 4 sites.
Yeah.
And when you attack, it's like you don't move into the site you want to attack. You remain in the corner of the 4, but you just pick the one that you want to hit. It's kind of like large units, right? Like a giant, like the what's that giant that occupies 4 squares?
Oh.
Yeah. Something mountain giant, maybe.
Maybe something. I don't think so, but we'll look into that. But I know which one you're talking about.
It's just the idea that he's there on mountain giant. He's there occupying 4 locations.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
And when you attack with it, you just point at the one of the 4 he's occupying. You don't move into it.
I'm wondering if what I said earlier would actually hold true. So let's say if you animate the thunderstorm, and then you want to attack. You have to stay within those 4 squares, so you couldn't really move it over.
No, you can move it. You just can't move it into a location. You have to respect the rules of the aura. That you move it into the corner of an affecting site.
Yeah.
The way I understand again, I built one deck with it, never played, and now I'm watching my first game with Enchantress. So my knowledge is limited, but the way I understand it is that it acts like a large unit.
Yeah.
Auras act like large units when they're animated.
It's occupying, Yeah, because you see some cards, it says, can only move of normal size, which means if it's only occupying 1 site. There's certain cards, when I was reading the rules, it says you can only move so-and-so of normal size.
Yeah.
So referring to 1...
minion or...
1, square 10, square 11.
Oh, yeah.
Versus an aura that's 4... which is not of normal size.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. I was reading it on Discord, so there was a discussion about that. So.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, so back to the game.
So the Gyre Hippogriff is putting... that card is so good. Gyre Hippogriff, 4 cost, 3/3 airborne charge. But it's really good. It can cut across the map through its airborne ability. Oh, where's all this mana coming from? Oh, wow, Marco already has 5 mana. Jeez.
Well, we were across the board.
We were talking a lot. So wait, hold on. How is he casting? Oh, because he played a beacon or a tower or something to give him an extra mana this turn? Okay, those...
Beacon, because beacon gives you 1, I think, for each nearby enemy site.
With a site with an enemy on it. Each nearby site with an enemy on it.
Enemy on it, yeah.
So the Enchantress would give him the extra 1, right? So Petrosian Cavalry, there is a card that I think is it strictly better? I think so. It's a 4 cost 3 charge, but you can summon it to any site that's not occupied by a minion. I think you play it too.
Yeah. No, I was looking to add it into my deck.
Where is it? Yeah, the Saracen Raiders charge may be cast at any site without enemies. Yeah, but that's okay because if you've played the game at least even one time, you'll note that people play sites that never get occupied, right? So
I only own 1 copy
of this.
4 boxes of beta.
No, this is Arthurian Legends.
Oh, sorry. So 2 boxes of Arthurian Legends.
But exceptionals are a bit. They're not elites and uniques, but you don't necessarily get your full play set.
No, but I was hoping for at least 2.
At least 2, and
I only cracked 1.
But not expensive, I don't think, right? Should be able to maybe buy it if you need.
Yeah, I know.
But I think they might be strictly better. They can't be strictly better because the other ones are only 1 fire threshold. These are 2 fire thresholds. So that is a big difference. Okay, what are we missing here? Sorry.
But now JS is playing his Angel's Egg.
So, okay, JS dealt 9 damage with his lightning thunderstorm, but he cast spells and never animated it to attack some more. Did we miss
Maybe he needed to tap his avatar to play sites and so on. So
no, but it doesn't matter.
No, yeah, that's true. It doesn't matter, but maybe he missed that, or
it's also possible he just played the egg now, and the thunderstorm disappeared last turn, possibly. Man, these aggro sorcerer decks the cards are so efficient. The damage is so clean. The pressure is so persistent.
Yeah.
It's just so scary.
Yeah, those trinkets are good, man. Those trinkets, at first I was like skeptical, but then seeing it and then playing it myself, I'm like, man, it's really good. The extra 1 damage could sometimes just kill another minion, and then you get to, it comes back to your hand, but then it prevents your opponent from like stealing it.
Yeah. Or destroying
it. So.
And honestly, the fact that it costs 1 generally means you're okay to just recast it every turn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Poison Nova is a good card. Lethal is quite good. I have heard stories and witnessed and experienced lethal. And
I don't know what you're talking about. Moving along. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It is not fun.
Yeah, it's great. It's super fantastic.
But it's super fantastic when you're the one doing it, right?
Yeah. Actually, Derek is the one who really convinced me. He's like, man, you really got to try Poison Nova. It's great, especially if you're well positioned. If you blink, let's say your avatar, let's say you're not in a great position, you just blink it and then you just play Poison Nova. I'm like, yeah, makes sense. Man, this Warhorse. I love Warhorse. I'm sorry, it's a great card.
Yeah, it's really amazing. It's oh my god, that Lamorak again, so good. It just basically says like the ideal 8 damage, not really, but kind of, right?
Yeah.
Warhorse, and the other one is, oh god.
Well, there's Monstrous Lion that attacks the sites.
Fine Courser is like,
but it's 1.
It's 1, but it has the movement +1, right?
Yeah.
So it can get something.
I think its value is like would it carry the ally. That's where I think you'll see the value.
Yeah. All these things that can move right away and carry stuff. It's really, really good.
That's why I love the Warhorse. It's like one of my favorite cards.
Nice.
It's especially when you have something that you could just like, if you were to play like, for example, like the red caps, charge, and then you could just bring that in, or another minion that's you need that 1 extra step.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. I love it.
Okay, Grandmaster Wizard is, again, a kind of card that, like, after playing Magic and other things like that, you're like, play a 0 power, 6 cost to draw 3. I guess, you got Ancestral Recall in your head, like, cost of 1 strike. But then, like, you play it and you realize we're at a point in this game where a 6 cost to draw 3 is actually busted. It's busted. Yeah. And it has Spellcaster. It's busted. This card is insane.
Yeah. Well, that's why I cracked 1. I bought 3 more copies. I think 4 is enough. But yeah, it's just, I play it. It's great. And it's a spellcaster.
Yeah, I think I have 4 copies myself. I think I bought the 2 originally because Carl, when I played with Carl, when he first showed me the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Carl was not even he was using a water deck. Who used this card? Somebody used it. Oh yeah, sorry, it was Carl, but we were playing on Tabletop Simulator, and he used that. And I was already still like, is it really worth it paying 6 to draw 3? And then he used it, and I was like, I'm just going to lose this game. Like, I'm far behind, and you just drew 3 more cards, and you're a control deck? I'm okay.
Yeah, so Sarah, you see, like, the trinket now just doing its thing.
Yeah.
Just
5 damage.
Yeah.
And Blaze, yeah. The efficiency is so insane. What just happened?
So how did he move?
He moved way too many steps there, no?
Give a movement +2?
Oh, +2, yeah. So he went 1, 2, 3. No, shouldn't he end at 14?
Yeah, I think you're right, eh?
Movement. The horse doesn't have an extra movement, right? That's the fine courser, right? Yeah. Charge. Yeah. Movement +2. Now I movement +2, so
movement.
It was at 17 or was it at 12? It was at 17, right? Because it was here and then it attacked.
Pretty sure it was at 17.
So when 1, 2, 3, and then he attacked, that doesn't make sense, right?
Movement
+2. He should only be able to move 3 locations. 1, 2, 3 in attack. Again, we missed something in the last video or 2 videos ago with Annie and Carl with the Wayfaring Pilgrim thing. Like, she actually pointed, she recast it from the graveyard as opposed to drawing from it dying at the Geistwood. But like we couldn't see that, but she was communicating with Carl, so they understood what was happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know if something happened here that we missed, that they understand, kind of, you know. But damn, JS is already at death's door.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting that.
So unfortunate because we're not really seeing any Enchantress thing, right?
Yeah, but I mean, stick around and maybe there'll be another video.
Or maybe he's doing it all now.
Yeah, you never know.
This video ain't over. This video ain't over. Just don't drag your mouse to look at how much time is left. That's the worst thing you could do on any video. Never mind just ours, like any video, you know. Don't spoil.
But I mean, yeah, just like playing Fire, like you said, super efficient card draw. You know, direct damage, creatures with like charge.
Mm-hmm.
It has like, I find it has like it's probably one that's like best for like introducing players because it's a bit more simplistic. You know, it's very like, you know, A plus B equals C, where we start playing like Air and Earth and all these tactical moves and, you know, and all this other stuff.
Yeah, you really got to
start thinking a lot. Where this is kind of like, okay, you go here, you attack, you charge, and direct damage. So,
and honestly, Sorcerer kind of lets you not punish yourself by overcommitting because of the fact that it just refuels you, right? So, like, you know, when you're the opponent against these kinds of decks, you go, at least you know they're going to run out of gas. So, as long as I can just survive by the time they run out of gas, I'm okay. They don't run out of gas. They just keep drawing cards.
Yeah,
the gas doesn't go out of the tank.
Yeah,
there's electric vehicles that are just fully charged. Okay, so
now,
his affected sites provide 1 additional mana. That's also good for the Sorcerer.
I think it's only one of his sites. Well, it's probably his only option.
He's gonna need to I mean, next turn it's a 5/5, right? If he casts a spell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately for him, the egg not doing nearly as much work as it did for Carl, right? And Carl gained so much life with that thing, and I think it eventually took him to victory. Oh, wow.
Yeah, there you go. So
the imp. That's what I mean, right? Like, JS just played that abundance. He was about to create an interesting game state where now you gotta come get me and I got a 5/5 to protect. You know, like
you shall not pass.
You shall not pass. You shall take face damage.
Looks like Sorcerer has been
unstoppable so far. Now, somebody mentioned in our group chat that there's an event coming up somewhere where they actually banned Sorcerer and Archimago.
Possibly, I can understand.
Yeah, I mean, Sorcerer, maybe Archimago, maybe. I guess everyone, quote unquote, is complaining about Archie.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not.
I mean, yeah, we're early.
It's beatable. It's beatable.
It's beatable. Yeah, I mean, we may or may not have a video showcasing that, but that's not going to come for a long time. So I don't mind saying that because that's in a long time. There's still like 6 videos before we get there, I think. Look, there's an Archie that crushes, which again will come eventually, so I don't mind saying it because there's one Archie that crushes and one Archie that doesn't do so good. So you won't know which one is which when they come out, but
we'll see which one comes out on top.
And plus, it doesn't matter. It's not the destination; it's the journey. It's the journey.
Like just enjoy the ride. LIVIN. That being said,
I mean, I want to see.
I enjoyed this game though. Otherwise,
we need to see. Well, you like Sorcerers. This was music to your ears. You know, this was perfect for you.
Smiling.
Yeah, we need to see more Enchantress, and we need to see it actually doing its thing. Of course, this was an Enchantress game, but sadly, it didn't actually do anything. It just was basically an avatar that said "player draw a site," which is extremely lackluster, and considering how good other avatars are. Mm-hmm. So we really need to give this avatar another chance to showcase its potential because I don't think we got it here.
But we'll see.
Yeah, but anyway, Sorcery is still Sorcery, and it's always worth it to play, to watch, to comment. So
yeah,
looking forward to the next one, and I hope you guys are too.
Yeah, till next time.